Welcome back, everyone. Okay, let's start getting this thing assembled. Okay, let's figure out how long we need to make the wires for here, to go down here, to tie in to the lighting inside the engineering hall. Just have to drill a hole in the center here now. Okay, so while that is set off to the side drying, let's get these ones all finished off. Right, now we got these part of the warp engine's going to tie on this side, these ones on that side. I'm going to tie these in together for the navigational flashers. Let's get the hole drilled here for the wiring to go down into the stand. So I'll be tying in the main power from this end here going down, which will power up all the main lights, and a separate line that will go to a 5-volt regulator. I think I'll put the 5-volt regulator right there. Everything ties into that for the regular LEDs that don't require so much amperage. So I'll put the regulator right there. And this is what I'm talking about right here. So this is the main power in. This in here is the center pin here is ground, and this is the positive power out right here. So in, ground, and out. Everything gets tied into the ground, even the power coming in. Now I'm going to be gluing the regulator to this little pad here to absorb any heat that this thing will generate. It won't be very hot, but still I want to keep it off the plastic. I don't want this touching any plastic, because like maybe over time it could warp it, and you don't want that. Okay, so I'm going to spread these pins apart a bit. Going to use this epoxy. So while those parts are setting, let's get some painting done. Yeah, using some of this gray, number 57 in this Revel. Now in the plans, the gray that I see here is really light. I want it darker so you actually see the phaser ships clearly. Just keep going till it's all done. There we go, not too bad. Looks good. See, it's you can actually see it properly now, but it's not overly powerful in the color. They got the back landing bay, the main shuttle bay. These here are being colored. Just waiting for that to dry to finish off the coloring. And then we got this here done now. Looks good. Phaser strips there. On here. It's not bad. And then we have the torpedo launchers there. Looks good. It's not bad. I like that. Looks really good. Yeah, on the back here. So you can see I got that. And I changed the color of these landing bay doors to the one on the primary hull. So now they're not so overpowering color wise. Kind of blends in. Really looking good. Alrighty, okay. So going back here, I need to figure out which one of these is the red ones and the green ones, and then put the proper resistor on those. And for here, for around the Bussards, I just painted this a dark color. I used intermediate blue. It'll block out any light, like especially around the connection joints there. I'll repaint that later with the hull color, and I'll go back and I'll repaint these a yellow or a mustard yellow color is what those are there. So it'll look pretty good. So there's no light bleed in between, which is good. Back to here. This is dried enough now after a couple of days of drying, so I can smoothen all this out, blend it down to the hull level, and repaint, and then we can go from there. Just keep going till it's all done. Okay, so let's find out what wires for the red and green, and then put the reds together and the greens together and get the appropriate resistors on them. Okay, so I got two 10 meg ohm resistors on there, and they look really good. Here's do a light test. Not bad. Look at that. Beautiful. I think I'm going to use a lot more of these resistors for a lot of these other lights. It looks good. Okay, so I'm just going to use my hot glue gun to hold this in place. And that pretty much covers what I need to do for this part here. I have a line coming off here where the other LEDs go to. And I still got to build the flasher circuit for the navigation and strobe lighting. Time to get the circuit board put together for the lighting. So I got two sockets here, two LM555CN timer chips. And see, I got a transistor here, a two N3904s, and 1K resistors. That's all you need to put in that. I'll put a link in the description below on the video on how to put one of these circuit boards together. And there we go. Now, using my breadboard here, I'm going to get some capacitors and find out which ones I need to use. Let's say 33. Okay, let's try a 220. Mm-hmm. 30. So okay, it's a 470 microfarad, a little bit lower, 1000 microfarad. Okay, that one there will do. So these two right here is what I'll use. Okay, let's do a quick light test. Make sure this is working okay. Perfect. Okay. So now I want to get this installed into the main hull here. Actually, let's try and keep as much weight in the central part of the body as we can. If I put too much over here, it's going to be too nose heavy. All right. So I got to run lines from this that'll go down the body to the 5-volt regulator, which the main power will come through here to the 5-volt regulator, So there's going to be two lines going down. One that's strictly for these lines here, and the other one for the regular LEDs. Okay, so let's make it fairly long. Alright, so with that in place there, let's get these row of LEDs hooked up to, let's see, orange and yellow. So this side here will be for the main navigation lighting. Get lines that go from here down into the body. Okay, it looks good. Now I just got to do the same thing for the strobes. When I go to put the top on, I'll tie it in here, but I'm already going to have a line going from here that goes down to the body. But before all that, I got to drill a hole around here where all the wiring that goes down to the engineering hull have to go. Okay, so with this, I got to put this on underneath here. Tie it in. Now I got this light strip right here. I don't want to drill into that, otherwise I'm going to ruin it. So that's why I'm going to be drilling over here towards the front, which will come through right around here, well away from this. Okay. Now keep in mind, this whole thing is going to be glued in place. You won't be able to separate the ship. Okay, so put that aside for now. Okay, I'm gonna have to label this. Just to let me know this line goes to the 5-volt regulator. that's not long enough, so I gotta do a longer line. And there we go. Looks good. 5-volt regulator, the navigation lighting goes to those. And the strobe lighting, 5-volt regulator, and 12-volt power supply. Okay, so I got these two lights there tied into the phaser line, the phaser cannon, which is all that right here. And then we got that, and that'll get tied into the one from the upper hull. This here get tied in with the upper hull. I'd say this thing is ready to be put together. Okay. Okay, everything's all tied in there. I did a light test, everything's flashing like they're supposed to. Got the heat shrink on all this stuff here. Last thing you need, just gotta put heat shrink on these two ends here. And then I think we're ready to close up the primary hull. And there we go with that. Looking good. That's it for this episode, everyone. In the next one, we are going to continue with the assembly. Please like, subscribe, comment, don't forget to share, and click that notification bell for any future uploads. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.